Mixed martial arts continues to grow hugely, both internationally and in Ireland. And tonight sees a new venture hit our screens as the Professional Fighters League makes its debut on Virgin Media 2. Here to explain exactly what fight fans can expect is former MMA superstar and head of fighter operations for PFL Europe, Dan Hardy. Good to see you, Dan.
Great to see you.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So, for those who don't know, what is the Professional Fighters League?
OK, well, of course, mixed martial arts is a big and growing sport. People will be very familiar with the UFC and with Bellator. They're both very popular events coming over here. The Professional Fighters League, I mean, we've just acquired Bellator, so we've become the second in the market for mixed martial arts. We do things slightly differently. We have a league format, so the fighters have, in the US, they have two regular season fights and they earn points, which get them into the playoffs. If they win the playoffs, then they fight for the World Championship. And if they win the World Championship, they get $1 million. On the line tonight, we've got 4 European titles, and all 4 will win $100,000.
OK. So you literally have to earn your place.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's
a
not a question.
meritocracy.
It's not being handpicked. It's not somebody steps out, so you bring somebody else in. You've got to work for this over the season.
Absolutely. It's a very, very arduous thing. I mean, it's 3 fights this year if you want to win the European title. It's 4 fights on the global roster if you want to win the world title.
OK, so it's serious business.
Yes, it is.
OK. What can we look forward to tonight? And are there any Irish fighters involved?
We've got loads of Irish fighters. We've got 2 in European title fights. We've got John Mitchell taking on Jakub Kasuba. Very, very tough lightweight fight, that one. And then we've got Franz Malambo fighting out the great SBG gym alongside John Kavanagh. He's taking on Kershav Kakarov, who's a very, very tough German fighter. Main event is Nate Kelly, Nate the Great Kelly. He's taking on Dimitri Solomus, and you know, I mean, he is a superstar in the making. Like, we've had him over in the US fighting on those shows, and his fan base has been growing over here while he's been there. And you know, we put him on the card, and tickets flew out the door for him. But as I said, we've got 4 European title fights, and then we've got a whole host of showcase bouts. Dylan Took, he's going to be a wild man in there. Lewis McGrillen. It's going to be a really, really electric event tonight. Looking forward to it. OK. There's a few other fights going on too, just in the lead up to the main event. So just people that we can look out for. Yes, absolutely. Well, we've actually got 2 Nate Kellys on the card. So we've got young Nathan Kelly starting the card off in an amateur bout. First time we've had an amateur bout on one of the PFL Europe events. But he's he was a young kid coming up through the McGregor era when really Irish MMA was really bouncing. And he's at the very beginning of a very exciting career. He's going to kick the card off. And then we've got 4 or 5 fights after that, European fighters taking on fighters from Brazil and various different places. Really high-level mixed martial arts before we get to the main card and into the championship bouts.
OK. Nate Kelly, I know there's 2 of them. There's Nathan and there's Nate. What weight is he fighting at?
So the main event, Nathan, he's fighting at featherweight.
OK.
Yeah, 145 pounds. Which means probably most likely next year we're going to have to do a division and see if he can win a European title, because he's certainly heading in that direction.
OK. For those who know their MMA, you've done your work as well. You've been in the octagon. So do you miss it?
All the time.
Really?
All the time. My wife's a fighter now, so I'm still there in the gym all the time and cornering her in her fights. But there's just nothing like the adrenaline rush of getting in there. I mean, the excitement, the fans are avid and they really, really get behind you. And that's the thing I miss most of all is entertaining the fans, performing for the fans. But, in this position with the PFL, I get to put these fights together now. So I can pick the fights that I know are going to be great and really entertaining. So I'm still involved, but I kind of miss being in there myself,
Yeah, of course. Well, of course you would. Footballers say the same thing. There's nothing beats playing, but you know what? You got the next best thing.
That's true. And no one's punching me in the face anymore.
Which is always a good thing.
That's one thing I was very good at, to be honest, getting punched in the face.
And that's why he's in a suit and he's the other side of the octagon. Listen, good luck with tonight.
Thank you.
And we'll be able to watch it live on Virgin Media.
Absolutely, you will.
Absolutely splendid. Good to meet you.
And you.
Thanks for coming in.